since I am currently frothing some milk, we are going to have a busy day in the kitchen. I am going to be making, like I literally just hit the button on and a dog barks once. I'm going to make some cranberry oatmeal bake, which is something totally different for here. And this recipe from Jean, she said that she's made it before. It's with stovetop. Recipe's right there on the back. Bruschetta chicken bake. So I thought that that would be fun. Yeah, so first harvest of some Swiss chard out of my green stalk, and there is some spinach. Okay, let me finish frothing my milk, and we are going to get started on, I think, the oatmeal bake first. So, here we go. Welcome to Bake a Leg, and let's dig it. Yes, I'm over here frothing some milk. I'm definitely not a barista, but let's try and see if I can make a nice looking cappuccino. Whoops, gonna overflow. And it did, but that's okay. It happened. So not the end of the world. I have my cappuccino cleaned up. Let me take a sip. It was like, seeming like it was going to be a nice day here, but it got chilly. Okay. There is, oops. There is the pan. I'm going to get the can opener. And I am going to start the oatmeal bake. So, let's get some things done in the kitchen. All right. Can opener. Oh, it's already out. So this is going to be completely different flavor. I'm going to try to see if I can start angling it so I could be in the video and you see the food. I don't know if I need like a new tripod. I'm not really sure. But let's just go with that for now. Okay. So, let's get these cans open. This is exactly what I'm using, which is the whole berry cranberry sauce, because why not? Let's try it. Me and Jean have been trying to concoct some different flavors, if you have not noticed here, and we got to get a oatmeal bake going, because if you know, you know, they go here very quickly. And when I'm thinking of it, let me put the oven on 350. If you hear any noise, it's just going to be the oven. And we are going to get these open first. I've done some other flavors of these oatmeal bakes on my channel. Some I leave the cinnamon out. I'm not going to leave the cinnamon out this time. But these are a huge success here at the house. So, alright, we have that open. This is the pan that I'm going to use. Let's get some eggs going. I had lots of eggs coming in from the girls. So, stay tuned because I'm going to do some pickled eggs. I'm going to try it. You should know this recipe by heart by now. 10 eggs. And I always put the eggs off to the side. Feed back to the chickens. If you want to do a smaller version, just do a brownie pan, 5 eggs. And you can do any flavor that you want. Look at this egg. It's like a light cream color. Not that big. You saw I got that little egg. It's called a fairy egg. So, 2, 4, 6, 7, 10. See, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 eggs. There we go. So, I said this before, if you don't have backyard chickens, I feel really bad for you, but you can cut this batch in half. Oh, one of my chickens was just screaming. Let me go check that out. Okay, no, it's nothing serious. Just put the egg shells in a bag, washed my hands, and now let's start pulling this together. There's the eggs. I'm going to go in with a tablespoon of ground cinnamon. Like I said, you can make whatever kind you like. Two tablespoons, in case I didn't say that. And this will hopefully, the last one almost made it a full week, almost. And I went to have breakfast today, and the rest that was left, Mr. Thomas took to work. So, we're making more. Whoops. And I'm already making a mess. Let's try to just crack these eggs up a little bit. So yeah, if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Great to have you. If you're not new here, you all know that I love Simple Living Alaska. And they've done a bunch of different versions of pickled eggs when you have a lot of eggs coming in. So I'm going to try their favorite recipe that they just posted and try my hand at some pickled eggs. If you have not seen that video, go over and check out Simple Living Alaska. And then milk. You can use whatever milk you want. Just use whole milk. Sometimes I use their milk because, you know, they like it too. I've done some with half and half. That does get expensive. So this cup here holds 2 cups. I'm just lightly trying to mix this in so that the cinnamon doesn't fly all over like it already has. And I've upped my thing from 1/3 to 1/4. So I'm just gonna eyeball because I have all this brown sugar separated for the crust as well. Try to be a little bit organized. I'm going to actually take this up a little bit in the sugar department. I think I heard on Rachel, the 1870s homestead, she went and bought one of these silicone whisks right here, because people didn't like the noise of the metal whisk. I'm like, really? That's craziness. And then she said hers didn't even last or hold up. Okay. Now I am going to start getting this cranberry out of the can. And I'm going to go in with 2 cans because why not? Oops. I am making a mess already. Okay. This is the one with the berries in it, right? Whole berry. So now, whether you use preserves or something like this, you do need to mash this up so it gets incorporated. And I usually use a spoon, back of a spoon, so that you're not just getting big chunks in certain spots. Hey, I made a quiche the other day, a sausage quiche. Haven't made one in like 23 years. No, let me say, no, Jared's 24. Yeah, maybe 23 years. I did sausage and hot sausage. Didn't record it because I wanted to just see if I remembered how to make a quiche. And I did. Of course, Mr. Thomas liked that. I had 1 piece. He ate more than half of the quiche to himself. Jean is home today working. And she had some sausage quiche for lunch today and said it was delicious. Yeah, early lunch for her. And she said it was really good, so stay tuned. I am going to, I think the next one I'm going to do half meat, half vegetable, in hopes he doesn't eat it all to himself. Going in with the 2nd can of cranberries. Whole cranberries. I guess when it's fall time, might be able to use some whole cranberries and maybe a can of this. I don't know, because whole ones are pretty tart. Just breaking it up with the spoon, trying to anyway, so it's not big clumps. And then we're going to go in with some vanilla. I've been adding vanilla, not adding vanilla, same with cinnamon. It just all depends what fruit I'm using. So I'm going to go in with some vanilla on this one. So yeah, I've upped my sugar to 1/3, I think it is. And I'm going to go in with some vanilla. I mean, I'm trying to mash this up, but it might mash up the rest of the way once I get the oatmeal in there. I'll just use a capful of vanilla. And then 4 cups of oats. And then we'll be able to get this in the oven. Okay, let's go in with the oats. I can see if it'll mix better. That is the oven preheated. If you know, I buy big bulk oats. And I filled my container up, so I want to use this bag. Let's see how this works out. Yep. I'm not going to. And open it the rest of the way. There's the 4 cups. Every time I go to Sam's now, I'm going to have to keep buying oatmeal. It is a quick way to have breakfast, though. And then we're going to mix this in. I mean, I guess you don't have to be particular. Just throw it together. I just want to make sure that it's, whether it's preserves or the cranberries that I'm using, I want to make sure that there's no big clumps in certain spots. And you can see the fresh berries in there. I probably usually use 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, but today I used 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. I have been kind of spraying the pan. I did not today. So, spraying it with a little Pam and then going over it with a paper towel works out really well. But there we go. Good enough. And let's go in with some butter. I don't go crazy with the butter on the top anymore because then that just adds to the cost of these. So, just do little pats. Wait, let me do my brown sugar across the top first. And then the butter. Almost forgot. Which I should know these things like the back of my hands by now. I think it's like my 5th one I made, or 4th. Okay. Be careful when you bake these, so you don't take your eye off of it. 35, 45 minutes. I think it's 35, 40 minutes. Keep your eye on it, because your top can burn fairly quickly if you're not paying attention. You don't want it to be overdone. Definitely not underdone. So if you can see, I'm cutting the butter back some because I think it's a lot of butter. So I'm using up what is out room temperature to put on top of the cranberry baked oatmeal. Guess I should have checked. I hope to God you're seeing all this. I am like just a noisy character today. Let me see. Hopefully you were seeing all that. My goodness gracious. I should be using my light today because it's, I don't know, it just seems a little darker in the kitchen today. Don't know why. It's not raining out. Okay, there it is. Let me rinse my hands quickly. Wash my hands. There it is. I really do hope that you saw all that. Look at that yummy goodness. Okay, so that is the whole cranberry baked oatmeal. Pretty sure I didn't forget anything. And I'm going to put that in the oven now. Then we'll get started on some other things. Okay, it's in the oven and I'm just going to start putting a little cleaning up real quickly. Clean up as I go along. Okay, yeah, so let me show you this while I'm at it. I have been doing some cleaning, spring cleaning for Jean. I've wiped all the cabinets out and organized all the spices in this cabinet right here. I'm making my way from cabinet to cabinet. So that one is done. And then this cabinet right here had a bunch of things just thrown all in it. And Thomas has already messed up this one section because he made pancakes last night for dinner. And that cabinet is done. These are really big oblong paper plates, so it's the only place they would fit because normally they're over here, and I didn't really do this cabinet yet. But yeah, all the dog stuff, all the medicine, coffees, sweeteners, extra plates and paper plates, they're all up there. So yeah, I've kind of been on a roll. Now I have to wipe the stove off and the griddle because that has to go back downstairs, and I have to wash dishes. There's the pan from the quiche. So all this cooking that I do here just makes my life easier if I clean up as I go along. Okay, I'm going to let you hang out with me while I finish washing dishes quickly. Because I may end up making a quiche and the pan is in the sink. Maybe we'll see if we can get that done today too. Because the bruschetta chicken bake, I don't know what makes it bruschetta, because we all know what real bruschetta is, the tomatoes and stuff. But that's what they're calling it. And Miss Jean's made it before. So I'm cooking dinner tonight. And she wanted to know if I wanted to make it for the channel, and I do. In case anyone out there likes stovetop. So we're going to try to get to that. And I'm going to whip up a quiche. Maybe, just maybe. I've been really trying to be careful about how long I make my videos, but this might be vlog style. Bring you along and get some things done today. I mean, it never fails, right? I mean, obviously, when you cook, you have dishes and cleaning up to do. So, I feel like if you clean it up as you go along, then it makes doing these recipes or just cooking in general much easier. I'm almost done. I want to get to that pan down there at the bottom, and hopefully it comes clean. As you can that. I'm making my first quiche in like 23 years. It started to overflow, but thank God I had it on parchment paper and on a cookie sheet. And I think the reason why is because it was store-bought pie crust, because I haven't made any. So, let's see if I can get this clean. Clean out my mocha pot. And yeah, clean as you go. It's a lot easier. So here's a quick tip for you. If you use a mocha pot or any type of coffee, save the coffee grinds for your garden. Okay, so I got the dishes all done. It took me a little bit longer, and that was to get the quiche pan clean. Yo, do y'all remember this from Pampered Chef? I don't know if you had any other stuff. Miss Jean has one, and it helped to scrape that bottom of that pan off. Okay, we're moving on to the next thing. I have some frozen spinach right there that you're looking at. And I think I'm just going to start a quiche right now. So I want to get this thawed in the microwave. Okay, so there's the frozen spinach, and I'm literally going to put it in the microwave. Hopefully I can figure out the microwave. I'm just going to do defrost. Almost forgot to set a timer on my oatmeal bake, but I finally did when I was done the dishes. Let me see, 4 choices. Frost, meat, poultry, fish, quick defrost. Let's try that. Okay, so I have you plugged in. I wiped the stove off, got all the dishes done. We're good to go. On a roll. Let me get a cutting board. I have a lot of other things to do this week, so I might as well get multiple things done at once, right? Take a sip of my cappuccino. It's probably cold now. It's warm. Let's start off cutting the onion that was starting to bloom over there. Quiche is great because, I mean, I do have a pie shell left from the store. And I think that's why it dripped the last time. Defrost, turn food over. Interesting microwave. This is by KitchenAid. I'm not going to turn it over, obviously, because it's in a bowl. But if you hear any funny noises, that's what that is about. Okay, I do have you plugged in. And I also have a green pepper that I want to rinse off. We'll get some things chopped up first. My battery was running a little bit low, so plus it helps you to use things up in your fridge. Seriously? Oh my gosh, my friends, this is the very first time I've ever seen this in my life. Are you ready? This is a store-bought pepper. Look at that. So there is a caterpillar, seems to be, sitting on the seeds. It's not moving. Probably was ice cold. But wow. That is definitely a first for me. Inside the pepper. Craziness. Very strange. Okay, just cleaned off the pepper and the inside of it. Not that it's like unheard of, but normally the store sprays their things with chemicals, so I'm surprised one got in there. But you can get that even out of your own garden, so. Alright, let's start. Doing some quick chopping. I'm more a vegetable person. It's up to me. I would make a whole vegetable quiche, but I live in a household. People absolutely love meat. I don't dislike meat. I just don't need it 3 times a day. So I'm gonna, and I'm out of mushrooms, which really stinks. I'm gonna try to do half with the meat. Other half with some veggies. And I may end up using some of the Swiss chard and the fresh spinach in what I'm gonna call my half. Okay. I will just take off the green part that started sprouting. And the root. It's no big deal. We are going to throw together a quiche. My chopping skills for an onion was very strange just then. I don't want big chunks, so I'm just going to take the time to make it a tiny bit smaller, but you don't have to be particular. Worst case scenario, I'm going to say this in advance, if this video runs over, I will do the stovetop bruschetta chicken bake on a video by itself, and this will be a quiche and an oatmeal bake today. But let's just hope. I have some hot sausage that's left. I thought the hot, I don't know, didn't make the quiche really hot. It had a slight little bit of grease in it, but yeah, I want to use it up, so again, half of it may just be all meat. Okay, did I get all the green sprouting part off the onion already? Okay. I'm starting to smell the oatmeal bake, and it's smelling delicious. Okay, we have that all chopped up. Okay, so there's the green pepper and the onion cut up. I have out a pan. I have some extra breakfast bowl, and I have a big piece of parchment paper on a cookie sheet. So, time to get making a quiche. And the spinach is out of the microwave, so I may just have to drain it. Okay, I'm going to start off with 2 pieces of hot sausage. I don't like the casing on sausage, so I always try to get it off. I really do think when you pre-cook some sausage, makes it a lot more easier when you're trying to do things like this. But I don't want it to use this up, so Okay, there's one link. I think it's left over from when I was making gravy, but I ended up not putting any hot in the sauce. So let's get this out of this casing and start getting the sausage cooked up. You can help yourself by breaking it into smaller pieces. And then I have a big link of sweet I'm going to throw in here. I'm just going to throw a bunch of stuff together. And then you end up not wasting food. And when you have chickens, and you have a lot of eggs, which I'll probably use the rest of the eggs up from out of that container I keep them in, 18. Between the bake and this. Plus I was thinking when I just made a quiche, I might have used too many eggs. So we will see. I don't want it to spill over this time. Okay, I broke up that hot sausage. And now I'm going to start doing that to the sweet sausage, which is right here. And we're going to start getting this cooking. Okay, I have all the hot and the sweet sausage broken down. I just turned the flame on and I'll just start chopping through that. But I also had some Spam. I might put that on my half. So I'm going to get this cooking. You can throw vegetables in if you want and cook them up. You don't have to, but you can. So I am just going to get a little spoon ready. Mix this up. I'm probably going to start cutting up Spam too. Some people like Spam, some people don't. I like it. So, okay. Just going to let that start cooking up. And I will bring you back when that's done. Okay, so I'm still just cooking up the meat. And there goes my timer for the cranberry oatmeal bake. So let me grab that. Okay, there's the cranberry oatmeal bake out of the oven. I just have it sitting on my parchment paper because I'm just going to let that cool while I continue to cook the meat. But that is what it looks like. It smells so good. Okay, as you can see, that's looking pretty good. Just about done. And now I'm going to go in with some Spam. Use up whatever you have that's left over in your fridge. It's a great way to use up things, and that's why we make quiches. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to turn this off and let it cool. And I did 8 eggs this time instead of, I think last time I used 12, but I used up that whole 18 eggs from today. Okay, so while the meat is cooling, we are going to make up these eggs very quickly. Like so. I'm going to go in with some milk. And I would say about a cup. That together. This is my store-bought. It's 2 in a pack, so I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to use that. I'm going to go in with some pepper. It's a big quiche, so I would say a teaspoon and a half. Good pinch of some kosher salt. Give it another mix. Okay. Last time I fried up the peppers and the onions. I don't think I'm going to do that this time. Here's the spinach. I drained most of the liquid off. So I'm going to squeeze a little bit more. And I'm just going to crumble it in there. Geez, more liquid was coming out. So break it up. Like so. Get all that spinach off my fingers. Okay, and then what I think I'm going to do with my fresh homegrown spinach is I'm just going to tear it into pieces. It's already been washed. I took the stem off of it. I'm not going to be super duper particular, but super excited. Homegrown. Going into the quiche. You could also just take a knife and chiffonade it if you want. I'm not going to bother. I love spinach, so got that in there. Then we have these 3 big pieces from the Swiss chard that I harvested this morning out of the green stalk planter. Just going to take the rib out, do the same thing. I'm just going to rip this up, tear it up. Like so. So if there's some bigger pieces, I'm not going to worry about it. And this is all from out of the green stalk planter. This spinach, and it's rainbow Swiss chard, and then like the pink Swiss chard. And if you're new here, I live in a household that has a lot of dogs, and they tend to bark. So last time I used cheddar cheese. This time I'm going to use this Parmesan Romano and SOGGY cheese from Sam's. Like in bigger pieces. Just going to eyeball it. I think that's good. And there will be some for the next one. Okay, that is all in there. Okay, the last time I used one, I had to roll it out a little bit. I didn't put any flour down of any sort. I don't know if my pan's big or these are not. I don't know if these are meant for like those little tin pans. But I'm definitely going to have to start making my own pie crust. Because if it's too shallow, well, then some's going to leak out. So do put a piece of parchment paper down, and let's turn you this way to that glass pan right there, and let's see how this fits. I want to make sure it falls down in. If I feel like I have too much batter, I just might bake it off in a separate pan so this doesn't overflow this time. Nothing fancy smancy. I am going to now put the green peppers and the eggs, the green peppers and the onions and the meat in. But this is what all that yummy goodness is looking like with all the spinach, Swiss chard, 3 different types of Italian cheeses, salt and pepper, and I think I did 8 eggs. So let's get these green pepper and onion in here. Like I said, if I think it's going to overflow, I will get out another little pan. Okay, so there's that. Okay friends, so I started to doubt myself. I added 2 more eggs because the last one I did 10. So I just added 2 more eggs into there. 10 eggs. Okay. Let's get that spinach out of there that's stuck. You hear noise and dogs barking on this channel, so there it goes. Now I'm going to go in with the meat that's cooled. Hot sausage, sweet sausage, and Spam. And I will figure out if I need any more milk. Okay, so I gave it a quick mix, and I think I'm going to go in with a splash of cream. And you can also make this into frittata that's completely crustless. So if I have to go that route, I will do that because this is starting to look like a lot. As far as the crust is concerned, I'm not doing anything special. Just semi-crimping it. I'm going to put this in the oven for a few minutes. Just semi-bake it. I'm not going to do the beans. I'm just going to pop it in for just like 3-4 minutes. Okay, so this is Jean's stoneware from Pampered Chef, I think it's called. I had some of this stuff back in the day. I'm just going to grease it up just in case I end up doing a separate frittata. And I added a little bit of heavy cream into this. Make it more decadent. I don't know, it looks like a lot of filling. I'm just going off of memory, so I don't know, we shall see. Let me get the crust out. Okay, it looks pretty yummy. There is our pie crust. Let me fix it. I had to move my bake. There it is. Let me get you situated. And let's see how much that will hold. I think that is about good because the store-bought crust, the side starts sinking. Let me show you. Right there, it starts going down some. This is why I was a little bit nervous about sharing my recipe at first because it's not my homemade. So that's going to go in the oven, and I think the rest is going to go into there. So let me get that. Give you another looky over. It's not going to be perfect this time around, but it should get better as the eggs come in. Just worry about that one side, but at least it won't leak all over the oven. now that that's in the oven, what I'm thinking just by looking at this is, because I don't want to waste it, I think I can crack some more eggs into this and get a frittata out of this as well. So, my quiche is in the oven, and I think I'm going to crack some more eggs, and that's what I'm going to do with what's left of this. So I definitely think I need to invest in a different pan. I don't know. Not really sure. Definitely have to go back to making my own pie crusts, because that will affect the quiche big time. They seem like they just make them a little short, even if you were to roll it. So 3, 4, and I have some extra. I'm going to do 5. I'll call that good. I have extra black olives as well that I might put in this one. So this video might be the cranberry oatmeal bake, a frittata, and my quiche is in the oven. So I just have extra olives right here. I'm going to cut them in half and I'm going to throw them in. Okay, so there's the olives. I'm just like thinking as I'm in this kitchen today, it definitely will save me work later, but this I could probably add some more goodness to, because Thomas won't touch it. It has black olives in it. So I just put a little bit more pepper, a little bit more cream, and why not? I'm now going to go in with a little bit mozzarella cheese. Mix this up. And this is now going to get poured into the pan. So let me set the pan up so you can see me. I'm still trying to learn this whole format. If I was to do like videos like this all the time, I'm going to definitely need to invest in a good editor. Okay. Now we have a frittata. Voila. Waste not, want not. And I'm going to go over it with a little bit more cream cheese. So frittatas are usually crustless. And as nervous as I was getting, even though I've been in the kitchen for years and years, it's just that store-bought crust. I just don't like it. So there is that. Okay, and that is how gorgeous the frittata is. So I'm going to put that in, and I guess that is going to be that for the today. I will cut a piece of the cranberry. Whoops, my cord. Like I said, it's the one-woman show over here. I'm going to cut a piece of the cranberry oatmeal bake, and I will bring you back when the yummies come out of the oven. Look at that deliciousness. Okay, so I'm going to put the frittata in. Not on a pan. Oh, sucker is heavy. And there we go. I will now bring you back when I go to slice a piece of the cranberry oatmeal bake. Okay, hopefully this is cold enough just for me to try a piece. And I really hope, my friends, that this video turns out well, because it's a lot of work to do videos like this. So, let's get this out. see that? Look at that yumminess. And it came right out, no problem. And I don't have a camera crew here, and I haven't figured out how to get my own self in the frame anymore. Okay, so let me try a piece. Not sure if you can see me. It's good. Very, very good. It is delicious. I'm gonna reheat up my coffee. I'm gonna enjoy a little piece of that while the food's in the oven, and then I will bring you back and wrap this video up. Okay, very quickly, in case I forgot to tell you, the halfway marker, put a piece of foil over your quiche so you don't burn your crust. I just checked mine. It's not the best crust, but it happens. So yeah, when that's done, I will bring it out of the oven. I have it on 350, and make sure you cover your quiche halfway between so the crust cooks, but it doesn't get too dark. Okay, I just took the frittata out of the oven. It is perfectly done. And now I'm just waiting on the quiche, which is probably going to be about another 10 more minutes, but this might be a really good pan to make my quiches from now on with my own crust. Or just keep making frittatas, but just took that out of the oven. That looks amazing. We're going to let it cool and wait for the quiche to come out. Okay, it's finally time to take the quiche out of the oven. Okay, there it is. The quiche is out of the oven. It is totally done. The crust looks, I don't know if you could see the bottom. I'm trying. See that? It's cooked and not burned. So, thank you everyone for taking time out of your busy day today to hopefully watch this video. It's the first time I'm doing like a longer format like this of making a lot of things in one day. There's the frittata, the quiche, and we did the cranberry oatmeal bake for the week. Stay tuned, just come back. I'll make that stovetop bruschetta, I think it's called. It is bruschetta chicken bake right there. We will make that on the next video, I promise. But thank you for joining me and for hopefully watching the video. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. I'm Melody, this is Big Leg and Let's Dig It. And busy day, but very productive, and a way to use up a lot of eggs right there between the frittata and the quiche. The crust was giving me a little bit of a problem at first, but it didn't leak out at all, so I'm so glad I stopped pouring it in when I did and made a frittata. So there you have it. There is everything that I made today. Love yous all. Like, subscribe, and share. Greatly appreciate you being here. I'll see you on the next video. Bye, friends.